Oh, can you see me? Yeah, I can't see myself properly. But welcome back to another episode of iTALK. I'm your host, Pretty Boy with a 3, and welcome back to episode 98. Hold on. Firstly, washo Mam Debra. Wathi abanye bazombona, abanye bazofisa ukumbona. Abanye bazothethelelwa izono zabo zihlanjululwe kuwe baba. Translation in English. Abanye bazombona, abanye bazofisa ukumbona. Others will see him, others will wish to see him, right? Abanye bazothethelelwa izono zabo. Others will get their sins forgiven. Zihlanjululwe kuwe baba. Purified by you, Lord, or sanctified, or you feel it's too early in the episode for me to be doing these things, guy. Thinking about. But listen, point is, salvation is not for everyone, and that's the hard truth that we gotta look at sometimes in life, that not everyone is gonna get saved, and this whole thing of what is this new theory of this Jesus saves everyone in the end, so technically you don't have to believe in him to get saved. This one thing, there's this branch of Christianity. I don't even know if it's Christianity at all, but it's a quote unquote branch of Christianity, and it believes basically that Jesus will save everyone, kind of like salvation for all. And yeah, whether you believe or regardless, that's what they say, that's what they think, that's their theory on it. But the truth is that it's harder than that. I feel like that's one of the things that came about. Hold on, let's actually do some research, right? This is the nice part, yeah? This is the nice part about me. All right. Yes. For you guys, this is the nice part. I guess it's the nice part. It's kind of the nice part. Sometimes it's not the nice part because now we get into extra tangents, but that's besides the point. The point is, hi, guy. There's this theory. It's like a Christian branch that believes that Jesus is gonna save everyone, whether you believe or not. I just forgot the name. Can you tell me the name of what it's called? And then save everyone who believes regardless, like salvation for all kind of thing. And then also, can you tell me when did it start? Because it sounds like new softy kind of thing. What do they call it? A snowflake generational thing, like, oh, Jesus is gonna save everyone kind of thing, which is not true. But either way, that's besides the point. Please find out that information for me. I'm so sorry, guys. I do go off on tangents, and I hope it registered then. Okay. Okay. Yes, universalism. You see, this guy knows me. Okay. So it says, hey, Mr. 3, I got you. And yes, okay. Here's the name you're looking for. Firstly, the belief that Jesus saves everyone no matter what. The idea is called Christian Universalism, right? Some people also call it universal salvation, universal reconciliation, and universalist theology. The core belief is equaling that everyone will eventually be saved by Jesus, whether they believed in him during their lifetime or not. Okay, continues the version that says Jesus saves all who believe. That's the mainstream Christian position. Traditional Christian salvation based on faith plus repentance plus accepting Christ. Not a special name for it. It's simply Orthodox Christianity, evangelic. Hey, yeah, but nah, why can't I read this word? Like, I'm an evangelist. Evangelist. Okay. For this segment of the pod, we're going to skip this word because I will not try again to pronounce this word because it will spend me the whole. Because I know I can say it in my head. Evangelic. Okay, guys, I'm gonna sound crazy the more I say this, but either moving on. Crazy. Okay, so they're saying it's not new and definitely not a 2020 snowflake generation thing. Okay. So, okay, let's learn. So it says here's the timeline. So early Christianity which was 200 to 400 AD. So some early church theologians like Origen and Gregory of Nyssa taught versions of universal reconciliation, but the mainstream church rejected it later. So in the Middle Ages, it was rare, but it still existed. Then in the 1700s to the 1800s, revival in America. So modern universalist churches formed in the US in the 18th century. It became organized as a denomination in 1793. Okay. So this is that whole Islam kind of thing. It's giving the Islam vibes whereby we make rules or we make a different form, obviously, many years later, and then we challenge it. But either way, moving on, modern form, which is from the 1900s to today, they say it picked up again with progressive Christianity and more liberal theological movements. That is so true. I like That's why I was like classifying it as like a snowflake generation, because here's the point. If firstly you are going to say Jesus saves all, even if you don't believe in him, that's like making a loophole, a loophole for a failure for us to actually, because the thing is, God loves us so much that he gives us free will, and he's willing to give us into our sin that we love so much. So that's actually misleading believers to think that, you know what, just because Jesus loves you so much and all this, that even if you keep on sinning, even if you keep on not living the way he wants you to live, he's still gonna reclaim you back home. He's still gonna, no. Love and that are two different things. We also got to remember that he's always gonna love you through it all, and that always loving you is there so that when one day you want to repent, you can always remember that he loves you. But it doesn't negate the consequences of whatever you're gonna be doing right there. Okay, apparently I say consequences wrong, but either way, shout out to you, my lover. And as I say that, I'm applying Vaseline because that's one person who complains about my dry lips. But I won't say anything, guys. I won't say anything. I won't say anything. But as I was saying, guy, so like that kind of like creates a loophole and like makes people to fall into that false belief. And that's the most dangerous thing you can be like as a Christian, thinking that you're a believer, but still living in, darkness, quote unquote, and no one is perfect. That's the thing. No one is perfect, and no battle is won just like that, So I'm not saying that to say like if you're struggling with something, the difference is you should ask yourself on that situation, are you struggling with it or is it normal? If something is normal, then that's the bad place. If you're struggling with it, that's a better place, because we all struggle with stuff. But struggling with stuff shows that we are trying to change it, we are trying to grow, we are trying to, and sometimes, one thing I've realized, when we struggle with things, the worst thing we do is focus on the thing we struggle on. We focus on, how can I do this? How can I be better at this? How can I improve this? How can I do this? But the best thing to actually do is just focusing on God. Like, how can I serve your kingdom more? How can I be closer to you? How can I, because you know what it's like, what I've realized for me personally in my life, when I struggle with things, the struggle, we all have battles, and we all have short battles that happen now. We have childhood battles that have happened. Those are more like emotional scars and whatever trauma. We like there's battles with everything, there's battles. But either way, when I am going through something that I'm facing and it's one specific challenge that I want to overcome, I try. My mind goes automatically to, how can you save this problem, which automatically goes to put more time and more thought into this solving this one problem. But every time I do that, I get it right for a while, then it's like I just fail again. But somehow when I'm just like, God, just when you fail so many times, you also get defeated to a point. You're just like, God, do what you want now. It's chai. And honestly, we all say that, like, no, God take over, God take over. But we all know that God take over, and we know that feeling of I'm done. There's a difference. There's a difference. It's like how you say I can't take this until you're really, really, really at the bottom. Then your soul says I can't take this. Then that's when you're in desperation. Because sometimes we feel like sometimes we when something is just a bit uncomfortable, we feel like, oh no, it's too much. But God knows how much we can take. But listen, what I'm saying is, wait, did I finish this? Okay, yes, I did. But what I'm saying, wait, I'm losing my train of thought. Yes, yes. So when I then just focus on God and be like, you know what, God, do what you want, and then God somehow brings everything, trials, tribulations, storms, literally everything, blessings, good things, happy times, happy moments, and I feel like that just makes me not focus solely on that one thing, but also just grow in everything else. And I've also realized, like the things I pray over a lot, the things like I kind of like put like forefront when like you're going to fast and stuff like that. It's where, you know what, it's where a lot of my weaknesses get revealed. So I realized that, like, if for instance I'm gonna be praying about my relationship, right? Like on a specific day, like today, let's take deep prayer for this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Then that day, something will happen. I'll be ticked off. I'll have a lack of patience. I'll this, that. And like, it's not like any other day whereby you feel it and you just like you brush it off. No, it stands out. Stands out to a point where you feel like, no, man, this is not right. I have to work on this. I have to change this, and you gotta pray on it. And I've realized that that's where the growth happens. And that's very uncomfortable to me because obviously I hurt the person I love in the process. And I don't want to keep doing that. That's the thing. You don't want to keep hurting the person you love, guys. It's not good. But we do it so much unintentionally, but we gotta try to do by all means to be better. To be good, to love better, to do better, and be better. But guys, thank you for listening to that. Please go form your faith. Form your faith. Do not listen to someone who's going to tell you, Uguti, hey, you don't need to believe. No. By form your faith, you must go read the scriptures yourself. Read the scriptures yourself. I'm not going to tell you of all the scriptures where Jesus is saying, hey, I'm the only way. I'm not going to be quoting all those scriptures for you. You're supposed to go read the word for yourself. Salvation, death, afterlife is a very heavy topic. Is a very heavy thing because every human is guaranteed to die. We're all guaranteed to go there. So for you in this lifetime to not invest invest your mind into it, invest your heart into it, invest something. Bro, we invest so much in trying to get money. This note, look at this note. This note, so much power. So much power. This note. And especially when it has a lot of friends combined to it, so much power in this world. So much power, this note. And this power can be good, can be evil. It's up to you, the user of the note. But this note has so much power. this note. We struggle, we hustle, we fight for this note. We make sure we scheme, we scam, we lie, we thief for this note. We take bribes, we look the other way, we bury our conscience for this note. We make excuses, call it survival, call it hustling for this note. The things we do for this note. The world right now, think about it. Each and every piece of evil has this note connected. Like the major evil in this world has this note connected. I'm going to speak about something in this thing. Witness D. Marius van der Merwe. Witness D from Madlanga Commission got killed in front of his family for this note. Because of this note. So this note has a lot of power. A lot of power. I need you to understand it, and you already do, because you are thinking about this note. Thinking about. But you know the craziest part about the powerful note I hold in my hand is that when you dead, it stays here. When you dead, it's chai. When you dead, no neither. When you dead, goes to the next person. When you dead, what was the use? You understand? And if you're going to hustle your whole life and put time, commitment, energy into this note, because you deem it as something powerful in this life, as I said in the beginning, the one thing we are guaranteed is death. What is one thing you deem powerful in the next life? That should be the question, the major question, because in this life, yes, we make our plans, but God has the final say, of course. But in this life, we have plans. We make plans. We make ideas. We think about how we can put things together, this, and that. How we can survive, how we can get through it, how we can live a nice life. Thinking about. What about the next life? You know, the thing is, the problem, yeah? The problem is that there's two lives and there's a bar in between. So it's a transition. It's you're on this side of the life, then there's this side of the life. The problem is you don't know where the bar is for your life. None of us do. For some, it's closer. For others, it's further. So, the much time you invest into getting this note and thinking about this life and how you're going to push in this life and make it through this life and move in this life should be the same way you're thinking about the next and what's going to get you through the next life. How? Nobody knows. Of course, nobody knows. But now, that's where you apply your mind. You apply your mind and do your research. Put time, energy, effort, as much as you would have put for this note, put it to find out what's going to happen. Make your theories, come up, find out what everyone is saying about this. Find out what everyone is saying. Gather your information, gather the knowledge. Put some investment into it. Take from different people. I'm not just saying listen to us who's going to tell you Jesus Christ is the way, which he is the way. But I understand humans, sometimes we want to go, and see for ourselves kind of thing. Go do that. Compare. Break down things. See the truth. See the light. Yourself. You. Put in that energy, guy. Invest that time. Because you can't just allow yourself to be thrown into whatever belief system, into whatever someone wants you to think. And there are many wolves clothed in sheep's skin that want to just kill you, eat you up, use you and abuse you, exploit you. Thinking about, there's many, many, many wolves. And if you are not careful, if you don't know the truth, if you don't know the voice of the shepherd, because you are a sheep, my brother and sister, you are a sheep. That's the thing. You are a sheep. As long as you're still lost, you are a sheep. The wolves are the ones who know their father, Satan. So if your father is not Satan and you're just wandering, you are a sheep. You are a sheep. Trust me. You are a sheep. Only wolves and sheep. Only wolves and sheep. You are a sheep. Whether you are a sheep now who's lost or a sheep who's around, that's up to you. But now remember, the sheep know the voice of the shepherd. No one who doesn't come through the gate, because the sheep recognize the voice of the shepherd. How will you recognize the voice of the shepherd who's going to fight for you and lead you away from danger if you don't know it? You gotta know the voice to recognize it. You gotta hear the voice so many times. You gotta feel the presence of God so many times to understand that this is God. To have that discernment. You gotta move from soft food to solid food. I think that's what the Apostle Paul was talking about. And that way you can grow. But either way, I didn't mean to drag to speak about this so long, but glory to God. Hey, guys, sometimes I don't understand. Okay. So this is the problem here, ne? This is the problem. So it said stop because of slow writing speed, cut writing speed or something. Don't. These things, man. Unreliable sometimes. Is there okay. Moving on though. Soon we are hitting episode 100. Okay, this is episode 98. So shout out. Oh no, they do this these days, huh? Or is it this? I don't know. One of those. But either way, shout out episode 98 today. Episode 100 is coming soon. I'm not sure when. As you see, like I'm skipping like a week posting. I skip a week, I post. So we'll see. Because I'm also low key trying to drag it out. I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to drag it out. So we'll see when we drop episode 100. I want it to be long, special, but excuse me. One person we most likely gonna have on the pod is Rodio to the world. Shout out to Rodio. Shout out to Rodio. Yo, go search Brandon Rodio. The boy is on 946 subscribers. Bro, like he's so close to 1K. I can't wait to see what the 1K celebration is. I'm sure he's gonna be streaming, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. But shout out to Brandon Rodio. Yo, go check out his channel. Go subscribe, yo. Go subscribe. The boy, Rodio, ne? Rodio is one of those niggas who push, he pushes. Like I've just been happy to see his grind. He's always streaming. You see also like his thingy, his channel. The people are like there, they are getting engaged, they are liking, they are following, they are like literally there. Like he's building a fan base, he's building something. And it's just so beautiful to see, especially the fact that like, when I first met him, he wasn't streaming. So like for him to kind of like, for me to kind of like see that growth over time, see the different, things. I remember like he used to have like crazy different ideas, crazy different. And one thing that helps that man is that he executes. He executes because he's been telling me back then before, like a while back. I'm sure y'all saw it if y'all are tapped in. If you're not tapped in, go check out Brandon Rodio, especially his live streams. I feel like his live streams always have something interesting or something crazy going on. But either way, that's besides the point. What I'm saying is, Rodio executes. He's been telling me about the chicken farm. He wanted to do the chicken farm stream and he did it. Very successful stream. I actually tapped in there and there, but beautiful to see him push, to see him grind, and see his music getting traction. Also, the effect music video is now like over 1K views, so that's beautiful also to see. But the thing is, I knew with Rodio, like, you see, the thing is, one thing about Rodio, I realized Rodio is like a billboard. right? Rodio is a billboard because Rodio is like out there. He's outgoing. He's pushing himself. Like that is what you call an independent artist who's doing the most out there, you know. But Rodio, he's always like he's trying to reinvent, always do more, and not just on the entertainment side. I see him going to these business, music business lectures, this. So he's always trying to be there, and not just in the spaces with the entertainers, but in the spaces with the business people, with the people behind the scenes, the people, you know, that kind of thing. So he's always trying to grow, trying to, you know, better himself. So I realized that Rodio is actually a billboard. So whatever you attach to him will kind of like get traction in a way, some way, shape, or form, right? And it won't be in vain. So I want to tell you right now, if you want to do like something for Rodeo, like a campaign or something that, like, let's say you want to sponsor him with something, like in terms of to market it, to push it, whatever, that is actually, man, why is this camera doing this? I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second. Give me a second, man. Uh, you. Okay, guys, I have bad news. My camera is frozen now. But yeah, okay. Give me a second. I feel like this is so crazy. Guy, this is so disappointing. This camera. Give me a second though. Okay. Guys, thinking about, I hope it's better. Okay. But listen, as I was saying, sorry about that. With Rodeo, if you want to market something, you want to push something, branding, whatever, you are going to get your money's worth in terms of the traction or like the public eyes it's gonna get. Because Rodeo does great promotion. Rodeo does great promotion. Trust me, Rodeo does great promotion. And you know, Rodeo is also one of those people that, like, when you meet him, when you know him like that, he's like, bro, he's so chilled. You genuinely just wanna just like chill with him. Like like, I feel like at some point though, when he gets big in the industry, some people are gonna try to take advantage of that because he's just so. I feel like he's too genuine sometimes. You know, like he's too real for people, especially in the industry he's in, you know. And that can cause a lot of problems in the future because sometimes if you trust the wrong people, it's a problem. But either way, that's besides the point. What I'm saying though is that you need a billboard. Rodeo is a billboard. Trust me on that because that guy promotes like crazy, crazy. And the thing is with Rodeo, name my reason that I like, as I was saying, he's innovative and he's always got content. Rodeo is not that artist who only thinks about artist stuff. You know, like whatever artists think about these days. I don't listen. Road is so diverse, and especially man, I think I'm also diverse. I find myself as a person who has weird information about different things of different sorts and kinds. So when I meet someone very similar who has different information about different things of all sorts of kinds, then I tip my hat to that, because that's very good. That shows that you are not stuck in one lane, especially in this era of the internet whereby information is at our fingertips like this. So you're not just stuck in this one place. And the nice part is that, with someone, artists like Rodio are what we need actually, like in the entertainment industry, because these are artists who make good music, have beautiful visuals, but also when you bring them like on a platform, on a platform to talk, on a broadcast platform, you are able to also get the side of them that isn't just, they didn't just want to talk about the music, the new release, and this and that's it. You know how these PR artists usually are with, no, I just want to talk about my album, I just want to talk about this. No, with Rodio you get to see a personality of his. He gets to like speak about different things, and also I feel like he understands content, right? He understands content, and he understands content to a certain perspective of, not everything that's content has to just be purely content, and events from your life and stuff can also be content if you frame it in the right way, but entertaining content that also gets the view, the listener who listens to your music and whatever, to get a different side and a different perspective of you. Because people do listen to the music, then they like, this guy seems crazy, seems cool. Then when you actually go listen to him on a pod, and then it's kind of like, it's crazy, it's beautiful. And the nice thing about it, Rodio is, as I said, he always tries to reinvent himself. So every single time you see him, it's gonna kind of be like a different vibe, a different feel, because he's going to have had different experiences. So this is why I was saying Rodio is kind of like that artist pack that we need in the industry, kind of thing. And that drive, I just pray that he never loses that drive, no matter what, because that drive, man, that drive is taking him even further. Think about it, guy. Think about it. Look at where right now he wrote 1K. Guy, sinking up. I'm telling you, end of 2026, he would have been touching 10K subs. I'm telling you, with the way he's going, with the grind, because after he hits 1K, trust me, everyone else starts talking different. The conversations become different. He's gonna get more, invites on different platforms who are going to kind of, boost him up. And I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see, for someone who's genuine as him, I am happy to see that. And Rodio is so supportive. Okay, now that sounds gay, but listen, Rodio is. Hey, when last did I say no Diddy? But there is a Diddy documentary. But hey, man, I don't want to speak about anything American for now. Your father, Donald Trump, he has his own agendas with us. That's the only American thing I've been looking at for now. So excuse me, my American family. But after the whole Trump administration, things will go back to being cordial and okay. That guy. Besides the point. My point is, what was I saying? Oh, I forgot what I was saying. I literally lost my train of thought. But shout out to Rodio. It's nice to see someone who's like, who deserves it, who's genuine, who's authentic, puts in the hard work, the grind. And yeah, no, yo, go. I literally just spent so much time speaking about Rodio, so I feel like when now as a responsible South African citizen or citizen of wherever you're from, if you are not watching from South Africa, thank you very much. But listen, as a responsible citizen, when an hour you should inquire with how kanti ubani Rodio. Who is this Rodio that this guy is talking about? Thinking about. And you know what's the nice part? You just press you I need you are watching this video now. You just press the podcast plug TV. If you are on a PC, even easier, you can just search Rodio. If you are on your phone, you can even search Brendan Rodio or Rodio to the World, or just search Brendan Rodio iTALK. You're going to find something thinking about. But he has so many episodes, guy. I don't think you should have a problem actually finding it. But shout out to Rodio. He's probably, my guess, he's going to hit that 1K near the end of December or early Jan. Because at this point he's flying. But either way, RIP to Witness D, um, from the Madlanga Commission. Hey guys, it's scary things, it's scary things. And it was alleged that he was going to blow the cover or whatever they say on the illegal mining thing, that there's government officials, there's big people involved. And we'll just see it unfold. One thing that hit me as a shock was that on Thursday night, right? um was it on Thursday? I think it was on Thursday night. I was speaking to Miss Sean about the commission, that okay, the commission is gonna go on holiday on break, but now the problem is that it's December, and we know, I'm gonna tell you a story about December. Oh no, you already know the story when my brother got stabbed. Go to watch the episode of my brother. Uh, I forgot the episode name, but just search Austin Podcast Plug TV Austin. You're going to find it. But either way, the thing on the part of the story was that he got stabbed on New Year's Day, right? And like the police, like the police car like that took him was like complaining, and like we're trying to get cars to stop, and like that was the only emergency vehicle we could get at the time. It was a police car and it was just passing by. So I say that to just say this on this side. My brother is still alive though, glory to God. But listen, I say that to say in December during the festive, police, medical emergency, these things, they all have so many cases because people are getting together, more people are drinking, more people are beating each other. There's more, there's more things happening that they need to pay attention to. So I feel like also the one thing that's been keeping this commission together for this whole time is this is public interest. The fact that people are reporting. Shout out to SMWX, a very big platform doing, like, I always am watching SMWX, Mighty Jamie. Mighty Jamie. I feel like this whole scandal blew him up crazy, because like that's one guy. I feel like it's also the fact that like he's when he dissects, like he adds the music when he sings. But either way, he sings legit Tupac songs. He sings, these nice struggle songs that people were making when they knew Uguti the NC would throw us in this mess. But listen, the way he dissects, man, is so beautiful. He can joke about stuff. He can be light-hearted. He can, call it hoshkari behavior, do the finger thing. There's like he makes it interesting and entertaining in a way to digest such fearful and such, like, because the thing is, if you take this information just as it is, hey guys, it's too much. Sometimes it just gets a lot. You just like, bro, like what? Sometimes you need someone to kind of like, I don't know, break it down, because guys, the problem is I also do listen, because SMWX and I think Daily Updates ZA, and there's another one, SK Media Productions. They stream, the commission. So at times when it's like a very important, like the Cat Matlala one, I did watch some of it live, So when that's the ad-hoc committee, so difference. But either way, I'm talking about both, yeah, the commission and the committee right now. So I do watch those, but either way, that's besides the point. My point is the fact that people, the public is having its eyes and we're all watching this. It just helps, I guess. It in a way, it also helps with accountability, And I feel like the fact that like when the commission goes on pause, it's gonna feel like everyone is forgetting about this for now, and that's where the most of the witness tampering, this is gonna happen, And guys, it's gonna be challenging. Hey, it's gonna be very, very, very challenging. But I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. At this point, guys, I don't even know. I don't even know. And whatever happens, happens. But I don't know. Ne? I don't know. People are saying everything under the sun. But one thing I know, Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, Mkhwanazi. That's the real Mkhwanazi. That man right there. You know what, ne? Whatever comes up after this and all that, we must remember the name of that man because that man stood. And right now, as we stand, all those things that man said, we are seeing them right now. The problem is that that man and his side of the team brought evidence. The people they bringing evidence against, we all seeing this thing. We're seeing the special agent stories. We're seeing the Ket Matlala not implicating Sbia and Mkunu, only implicating Pegitele. We're seeing stories about Abo Koko, Abo Dihas writing letters. Man, bro, we're seeing things about people drowning themselves in front of the commission, people wide-eyed at the zelling. You see. Nduna. Man, seeing grown men lie is crazy. It's crazy. But seeing a grown man lie, thinking which he's fooling you, is even crazier. Because you're like, okay, grown men lying looks crazy, but sometimes we lie, but we lie knowing which it's a lie, knowing the other person understands it's a lie, but we're just gonna keep it like that just to avoid conflict. But seeing a grown man lie, like, no, I'm lying to try convince you to buy my story so you can think Uguti. Brother man. And I don't understand, I don't understand. Sometimes it doesn't make sense how we think about things as people, It's like sometimes when it comes to these big people, our brains just shut down because Mpo from next door that we know has stolen a TV from where. When Mpo tells us something, we take it with a pinch of salt because we know Uguti Umpo is a criminal. Umpo has been in criminal activity. There's no sign right now that Mpo is trying to reform his life into a positive direction, right? He might be saying this because of whatever. But it's like when these big people say it, we just, we believe it. It's Mpo, man. Thinking about. It's like we're so naive but guys, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. The other problem, there's a lot. This goes deep. The rot is so deep, guys. It's so deep. It's so deep. And right now, I'm hearing these things about Ufigile Mbalule. They talking about how there's this. They had the ANC whatever event. It tests out who's going to be next president, and I think they were saying that Mbalula might be going in, whatever. And I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, I hope this is not the next candidate ANC is trying to sell. And I'm in my mind. I'm also like, I hope, like, I don't understand like how these people, even the DA right now, they're having their inner battles and bringing these things out. These people, like, especially the ANC, these people, this whole thing that's happening right now, this whole rot, Ket Matlala, Brown Mokhotsi, Senzo Mkhunu, Julius Mkhwanazi, all these people, that guy, who's that short collar? What's this guy's name? What's that guy's name? What's Paul O'Sullivan? All these characters that we are seeing here. All these things, all these characters we are seeing, all this mixed match, nyaga, everything happening here. If we look at all these characters involved, most of the enabling of all these things is happening under ANC leadership. These things happening, look at it. look at most of these things happening. ANC people involved, ANC campaigns involved, ANC this, ANC that, ANC this, ANC that, right? And these people right now have the audacity to be so focused not on the rot that has come from their house, not on the dirt that has come from under their carpets, but on who's going to be the new president of this party. Why is there even a conversation of who is going to, bro? Like, I feel like if you really, really wanted some reform, if you really cared for the people and the state of the nation, now is not the time to be having these factional battles that are just for factional cause and whatever. Especially when your party has had a major, major part in all this rot happening, all this nyaga nyaga, and it's like now you are not focusing on this major issue we have at hand, but you're focusing on this thing that you want, who's next ANC president, who's to eat. Because the thing is, you are now looking at who is the next the thing we can leech on. Who is the next person we can put in power so we can eat? Who is the next this? Who is the next that? And we clearly see this as a people. We clearly see this. But now the problem is this corruption goes deep. This corruption goes way too deep. Way too deep. It's not just plain. It's not just plain. It's bad, guys. It's bad because the problem is this corruption. It's like they teach them there, ANC. And then when they go out as well to do their own things, start their own parties, this, it also spreads like that because they take imkuba abayifundela bago ANC and take it out there. And guys, are you not tired? But South Africans, they always scream, we are tired. Eastern Cape, was it Eastern Cape? Those people perform then they go and vote for the same ANC again after saying they are tired. So, you know what? There's a guy named, I think it's Thomas Mabaso on 260, 250, 360 experience. I think it's 360 experience. Yes, the 360 experience. I think it's Thomas. Let me just quickly get his name. This guy, let me see. Just give me a second. I'm sorry about this. Okay, yes. Mr. Mabaso, I think it might be. Ish guy, my thingy. Excuse my slowness. But either way, yes, the 360 Experience YouTube channel. He's always talking about his disappointment in South Africans, especially South African voters, who, because of how we vote as South African voters. And, at first, when I first came across his channel, started listening, I was just like, I don't understand it, right? But as I start also just going through this, I also see the cycle of abuse that no, ANC will say, guys, we're going to change this, we're going to change this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. They take one step. The people, they are changing. Enter into the relationship. ANC, I've got you in. Abuse, 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 abuse. When the time comes for elections, now it's time to move on to the next. ANC, second step, third step. Look at us. We're moving, guys. We're moving. Voters, maybe this time it will be different. Maybe they really are changing. Let's go back again. Cycle continues. So it's like South Africans don't want to learn. South Africans don't want to think. Why are we still voting for the ANC? Thinking about why are we still voting for the ANC? That is a very, very major, very good question we should ask because Guys, I don't know how many state capture reports we honestly want to have as a nation before we see Uguti ANC clearly has a very major problem. I don't know how many people we need to see with monies that are not accounted for to see Uguti the rot is deep in that. Guys, I don't know how. I honestly don't know. I feel like at this point, at this point, like where we are as a nation at this point, if you are blind to that fact, you choose. You choose, my brother, you choose, my sister. There is no possible way you can be blind to the fact that ANC has a problem in this point, in this time. The news is everywhere. Everyone knows about everything happening right now. So, honestly, if you are still the one to be putting ANC in charge, I don't know. I honestly don't know anymore. I understand why people give up on South African voters. Like, guys. And it's the majority who always go this way, go this way. And it's also like we as voters, we vote in J out of J this. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Because it's like I don't know. I don't know. I have absolutely no idea because if it's not ANC, it's gonna be MK. If it's not MK, it's gonna be EFF. It's not guy. I don't know what us as South African people we want. You know, I don't know whether we want to drown, we want to suffer, or what. I honestly I don't understand because in office we have gangsters, we have thugs, we have criminals. We have people who cover up for each other. Bro, the last two South African presidents both have money scandals. Let's put it like that. Money scandals, and both from the ANC. And at this point, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. It's getting way worse because during the Zondo Commission, it wasn't this deep in terms of now these things are linked to real life crimes, cash in transit, people getting killed. Inkabi are involved in these things. Police officers are going to kill people and dump bodies. I honestly don't know where we want to be as a nation. I don't know where we want to go as a nation. I don't know where. We are dumb. We are very dumb. I don't know what is going to show us that ANC is no good. And it's only going to get worse and worse and worse. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. Absolutely no idea. And for the simple fact that since our democracy, there's one party that's been in charge. There's one part. So these hands, you know, when they say ingalo yomthetho yinde, the arm of the law is long because it stretches wherever. The arm of corruption in ANC, thinking about the Great Wall of Nkandla, the length of the arm of corruption in ANC is unimaginable. Seeing that they have been a ruling party in South Africa since democracy. When was that? 1994? Thinking about. Hey, Kaizini. We are in for a ride as South Africans. And as South Africans, we must honestly know that, you know what? When they say love your neighbor as yourself, they are not just telling you this as just God pushing. No, God is telling us this to survive. Because if we don't love our neighbor as ourselves, who will look out for us if not our neighbor? When a criminal comes to break into your house, the first person who can help you is your neighbor before the police. Thinking about When the police brother, call the police, ne? Call the police, say, yo, there's something crazy happening. There's people shooting. Tell them there's people shooting. And see how long they take. This is not American movies, my guy, whereby we shots fired, oh, shots fired. Oh, no. And that's our police force. And we've all lost confidence for the simple fact that we see how much the private security sector has grown. It shows how much we've lost confidence in our state protection, in the people who are supposed to protect the people of the nation. But how can we have confidence in the South African police service when we hearing ukuthi no suspects get tortured and monies get taken allegedly, and suspects get killed allegedly, and suspects get bodies dumped in rivers allegedly? Then the people talking about this get killed. The people exposing these things, these dirty deeds. I don't know, honestly. I honestly don't know, guys. I don't know what we want. I don't know where we want to be as a nation. I don't know if we're ready to speak the truth about where we want and what we want, because change is uncomfortable. And we've been so used to this South Africa where it's like this, but this system is not working. This system is not working, guys. It's not working. I feel like it's also this thing of we've been so used to it. I know so many people who are just like, me Nanje, when I drive, I must have 250. I must have cold drink money. That's all I need. And we've gotten so used to that at even the smallest scale, because that's not something crazy per se in the thing of the law. It is bribing a police officer, so that is crazy. But in terms of crimes getting committed, especially in South Africa, when people are killing people's families, people are kidnapping others, people are manufacturing drugs, that is just a small thing. But now the problem is, it's just like this because it's like sin, right? It's like sin. I always tell you this, that sin offers itself as the solution, but it's never the solution, just a doorway or a gateway to opening for more sin. So it's like that with this crime and corruption. It seems like a solution because it's small, but what are we teaching our law enforcement officers? We are teaching them that everyone has a price, because the thing is, these people, they get accustomed with, oh, I can take a bribe and look the other way. And it happens small scale. He gets a promotion. He gets to be in high office. Bigger things happen. People with big monies approach. Woolworths bags they give him, he's able to take them. Conscience, no conscience. Everything is clean. Everything George or sharp. That's where the problem is that it starts small. It seems small, but it goes bigger. And it's so terrible. It's so deep, and honestly, sometimes the injustice is crazy. The other day, I was walking, and I was coming from somewhere. So these police were doing like I don't know, it's stop and search or something. It was SAPS, right? They were there at the corner, they were stopping cars, they were stopping things. So either way, there's a road there, right? There's a road. So on the road, there's a car parked at the side of the road. Then there's a sidewalk, right? So on the sidewalk, there's a police officer. Then there's a guy, he's standing there with him. The guy who's standing there with him is searching through his bag, right? Then on the road, the car parked on the side, there's a guy there on the driver's side with the police, another police officer who's searching the guy's car, right? So now there's two people, two police officers. I'm walking like this on the road, right? Now it's at like at night, maybe around 7, 8. So I'm not walking on the sidewalk, I'm walking around. So as I go around, I walk past the police officer searching the guy's car. The police officer is looking through the guy, looking for money, right? The guy is saying, I don't have. The guy's looking through everything in his car. Either way, I walk past. As I'm going past, the officer on the sidewalk calls out to me. He's like, hey, you, come over here. I'm joking. He didn't say it like that. He just said it like in a cool, calm, friendly way. So I go there, I speak to him. So he's asking because I had a Woolworths bag. I know when I say it right now, it sounds crazy, but yes, I had a Woolworths bag. No, I hope he didn't like you know how sharks smell blood. He smelled the Woolworths bag. No, that's not what happened. It's just I do always I get it. I do look suspicious, especially when I have a bag at night, because I do like I get it. I get the whole image and perspective. I do look suspicious at times. That's besides the point. I've gotten stopped so many times by cops asking me what's my deal, what's happening with me, that I understand that I sometimes look suspicious. That's besides the point though. My point is he calls me, I stand there with him, right? So he's questioning me, what's happening here, whatever. He just goes on a random conversation, speaking about how I should cheat and that as a man, you're supposed to have a side piece and all this. You know those things, how we think, worldly stuff. And I mean, that was BC me in my past life. Tell me that, ooh, you got me, but guys, that's not the life. Sometimes you gotta think about the future, think about the long-term goal. You can't just be throwing here to invest here, then it disappears, invest here and then disappears. You can't be investing in cuckoos then there. Rather build yourself a proper house, a big house, something that you can be like, oh, my hard work. Because when you're throwing M you never see. There's no outcome where you look at it and say, my big mkuku's all together. No, it never goes like that. The mkuku disappears. The other mkuku disappears. Mkuku is a shack by the way, those who don't know. But if you're a South African, we are always mkuku. Even if you're white, black, Indian, or colored. Either way, as I was saying, where was I? Mkuku, corruption, that guy, that officer though. Either way, so that's what he was speaking to me about, right? And then he says to me, the officer, remember, now I have to paint it. Street, there's a car, there's an officer there searching the car with the car owner. On the sidewalk, there's another officer who's standing next to a guy who's searching his bag. Now, I've went around the car to stand with the officer on the side because he called me. So as I'm standing, this guy is searching his bag, right? This officer is talking to me. This guy pulls out 100 rand. The officer says, 100 rand. What am I going to do with that? You better take out something better. And then he just continues talking to me. And I'm just like, guys, Mina, I've always imagined, I think I think I've probably seen an officer taking a bribe like twice or three times in my life. So it's always been in like a under the table kind of thing, not so blatant and open like that money is not enough. Hold on, guys. It's my battery. Yeah, like usually when I've seen was like concealment, like discretion, something like secretive in a way, but the way he did that and the way he said, like I just got filled with this anger because the problem is these people that they stopping, these people didn't even they sounded what you call foreign, right? So these people, one thing I figured is that these people couldn't produce documents because I live in Joburg, and if you live in Joburg, it's mostly a thing. So these people couldn't produce documents, I'm pretty sure. So what these police officers do is they take bribes and say, instead of us taking you and locking you up and for being here illegally, then they take a bribe. But now the problem is, My problem with that, I don't have a problem if you're going to do that and try to deport them, whatever the case is, right? The problem is when you start taking advantage of innocent people who are also trying to get by just because you can, just because you're authority, just because, that man, you don't know how much that man has to survive on. And now you with the salary, can I tell you something? Ne? These people are illegal. These people don't even have your benefits, your work benefits. These people don't have the same job enjoyment as yours. You don't know how basic they earn, but you still want to take the little they have. And when, as the man who's supposed to be protecting the people, because honestly, guys, just because someone is illegal doesn't mean they're not human, right? Those are the people, those people who are in a foreign land. Sometimes, I think the thing is we get brainwashed so much by these Nigerians in Hillbro who are here for their wrong reasons and all these things that we feel like every foreigner now is bad. But as much as these South Africans struggling, really struggling, there's also these people really struggling, coming from war-torn countries, trying to run and save a family, trying to, these people really going through stuff. Then when, as a man with a badge and a pledge to that you took to serve and protect, you take advantage of this person. You take whatever they have. You forcefully take it. This is the worst part. As this continues, this guy is looking for more money. The guy now with the car, he's like, the police officer with the car is like, no, if you're not taking out money, handcuffs. He shows him handcuffs, literally shows him handcuffs. Now the guy with the car, I don't know, might have been a different story. I didn't really, observe him that much because that was far. And I was looking at the guy who's searching in his bag. He's got like one of the black, those big black bags kind of thing, those things. And he looked like he was wearing, like he was coming from work. Like he probably looked like he did like some hard labor construction or something. But my heart poured out for that man. My heart poured out. And then the guy says, I'll make your life a living hell, the one with the handcuffs. And then at that point, this officer says to me, oh no, it's okay. I was just finding out about your bag. You can go. And as I'm walking away, I'm just praying for this guy. I'm like, I just hope he's okay. I just hope he's okay. But guys, it's scary, it's scary. And how can you trust police if this is what they do, if they try to extort you, if that's what our nation, guys, our nation. And I feel like it is a sensitive time to speak about foreigners in SA because of everything happening around it. But people are people, guys. People are people. And the only reason we feel this way is because they are in SA, But in any other world, the roles could have been reversed. And at the end of the day, we must also remember, guys, that this is not our home, This is not our home. This is our waiting place for the kingdom to come. The ultimate kingdom is the kingdom of heaven. So at the end of the day, these things, these possessions, these things, no. And we should all open our hearts and our homes to people in need, guys. People in need, regardless where they're from, how they look, how they sound. Because God, guys, God has called us to do this. God has called us to love. God has called us to have compassion. God has called us to care. We should do that, we should really do that. But in terms of that officer, I've just been thinking about it. It's like it's on my mind so much that I want to do something about it. But for now, there's nothing I can do. But what I can do is more, if I can start investing in the right things right now, not even investing in money, but in the right information, the right knowledge, the right qualification, the right connection, the right, we can do something. There's good people out there who want to do good, who want to cleanse and change this thing. There's good officers out there. But those dirty criminals who wear badges are the ones who paint a bad image for all those other officers. And you know what? Yeah, guys, it's a lot. It's a lot, It's a lot. And how do you even report such? Because right now we are hearing there's capture everywhere, hawks, iPad, everywhere. So how do you report these officers who do such? You can't, you can't. This is why, honestly, the one thing I pray for is justice from God, because sometimes I feel like this world defeats us so much. And honestly, if we don't have a hope for a better future, a brighter future, a better time, we're going to perish. We're going to lose ourselves in this world. We're going to die to this world. And we will not experience the life God wants us to live, the joy God wants us to experience in this life. Because yes, this world is terrible, but God wants us to also experience the good things, the great parts. So it's just complicated. But yeah, guys, this is the world we live in. This is South Africa. Can we not vote for ANC? That's all I ask. Please, you can, please, for me, wherever, like, can we just, as South Africans, just, please, guys, we'll figure this out some other way. Can we just not vote for ANC? Is that too much to ask? Either way, click the video on the screen. That's the next episode. And may the Lord be with you. Yeah.